ladies and gentlemen, to this DCHL D2 division matchup. I'm your play-by-play man, Jason Stitcher. This matchup between Hockey Shooters Anonymous in red and Funkmasters Redux in white. The previous playoff matchup, Untouchables versus the All Blacks, ended with an Untouchables 4-1 victory. Who will win in this matchup? My Magic 8 Ball has said to be determined, so we will have to see for ourselves. That one is played by Bill Weeks all the way up across the court and up the wall, kept in by Kristen of HSA. Taken by Jamie, but intercepted by Daniel Ruberg. He's got a chance that instead chooses to pass it. Passed it to David. It goes off the back wall. Bill now with possession, trying to get it past Mara. He does, up to Daniel. Oh, a nice backhand pass and a shot attempt between the legs by David, but it does not go in as that one is swiped out. No icing here. The play will continue without a whistle as Abdul gets that up to Kristen. Kristen shipped up, but not out of the zone. David trying to play it up to Bill. He does so. Bill to David. Nice back and forth between those two, but Abdul is the one who ended up with it. It's forced to get up the wall. Quick shots, and it's saved by Jenna, and Jenna is forced to cover it up for the whistle. So, barely a minute and a half into this first period, both goaltenders seeing a couple shots, and both goaltenders making a couple saves. Jenna in net for Hockey Shooters Anonymous, and Eric, he of the Gwendolyn Monday Pickup League, is in net for Funkmaster. That one is saved nicely by Jenna through traffic. Bang bang play. And a couple bodies in front of her, but Jenna's able to not only make the save, but prevent a rebound from trickling out. Face-off won by Boris Senatorov up to Wiley, but Wiley couldn't get out of the zone. Second effort didn't succeed either. Still in, Boris couldn't get by. And Funkmaster doing a good job of keeping it in the zone as they do there. Swing and a miss though, and it goes to Wiley's stick. Wiley all the way across for Brennan. Brennan up to Bill. Bill, center for David, and he backhands it on net. Eric thought about covering up, instead played it, but played it right to Boris' stick, but his shot went wide, so fortunate break there for Funkmasters. That one comes out. Not far enough for an icing. Brennan's forced to play it, and it is, looked like it might have been played with a high stick, but the referees ruled that it was not, so play still continues. Hard hit down, intended for Emily, instead goes off Brennan's stick and all the way down. Wiley will be the first one there for it. Emily tried to make a play, couldn't. Goes to Neil Mosier. He could have pulled the trigger, but had trouble handling it. That shot by Jamie off the mask of Jenna. A wraparound attempt does not go either. So Jenna forced to make a couple saves here in these last couple minutes. That one comes out, played dangerously by Eric. Goes back out to the shooter in red. No harm, no foul, as that shot went wide off the back wall and to the glove of Eric for the whistle. Up to Daniel, his shot off the face-off is saved by Eric. Another quick pass attempt intended for Daniel, but instead intercepted by Jamie. He will take it the other way, dumps it ahead. Abdul will be the first one to it. His dump attempt is blocked by Jamie's stick, cleared out. Not quite out the zone as Mara was able to keep it in play. Only for a moment though, it comes out to Sean Miller, who just played in net for the Untouchables. He was subbing in net for UT, able to come away with the 4-1 victory. Stopped a lot of shots, and now is playing out. His shot there, oh, it does find the back of the net. A deflection, I believe, off of Keith Ingram's stick. Inadvertent deflection, of course, goes past his netminder. And that is good for the first goal of the matchup in favor of Hockey Shooters Anonymous. to get Josiah's attention for the official announcement of who had the goal, but he didn't hear me. Perhaps my throat clear was not loud enough. That's okay. You saw it on the video, folks. The video don't lie. As that one is chipped ahead and played frantically out. Not out of the zone quite yet. That one does come out the zone. Good job by Wiley in getting it past the center line. There's going to be a stoppage of play here. I believe it will be an offside. Yes, it will. Offside is the call, so Josiah will drop the ball just below us. Boris Senatorov wins that to Bill Weeks. Bill, long winding shots. It's deflected well before it gets to the net. And no breakaway given up there. Good defense by both Brennan and Wiley. Played out, but not quite out of the zone. Wiley tried to bat it down. Oh, her stick gets tied up by Keith Ingram. And Keith doing a nice job of creating some separation. It came off the post, but not in the net. Nice job by Keith Ingram, using his stick handling skills to buy himself a little bit of space, just enough actually to put a shot on net. And a half inch the other way, it would have been in the net, but instead it finds iron. Brennan mishandles it there. Wiley, though, bails him out, gets it forward, but only for a little bit. It's now out the zone in a breakaway attempt here, but a mishandle means that Wiley's able to clear it out the zone. Keith, long shots, and a little surprised that didn't go for icing, as it was well wide of the net. Even though Jenna came out to fight it off, perhaps it went off of her shoulder. And that one is going to bounce. It continues to bounce. She drops her stick and is able to make the save. Couple pulse-pounding moments for Hockey Shooter Anonymous's netminder, but she is able to cover it up for the whistle. Sometimes you don't need the stick. Sometimes it's useless, and as it was in that situation, better to drop it and use your blocker hand to cover up the ball. It's a veteran move by a veteran netminder. Played up, Sean Miller. I don't know why I thought that was Abdul. As Abdul is right there, and he is able to keep it in play. They're both tall, lanky guys, so it's a little hard to keep track of them sometimes. At least that's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. That one is played forward to David. Jamie, though, is able to bat it out mid-air. Nice hand-eye stick coordination by him. Backhand no-look pass is kept in by Funkmaster. Comes off the back wall. Emily Yachts trying to make something happen. Instead, it is swiped out by Abdul. No icing here as Mara is able to get there in time. She has to run quickly, though, as David was right on her tail and indeed is able to get possession. It's stuck along the wall, though. If it doesn't move, the referees will whistle it dead, but it does move, and so play continues uninterrupted. So it is taken behind the net by Funkmaster, chipped out to Lewis Shatton. He can't get there in time, though. Nice swipe, one-handed style by Abdul. Still in, though, as Jamie Brennan's able to clear it to center. And that shot, high, just over everyone's head, including Jenna's. Jamie keeps it in. Chips it out to Abdul. He has a little bit of space to work with. Neil Mosier on his tail, but Abdul's able to dump it all the way down. And no icing here. Referees wave it off. Play continues with 6:14 to go in the first. HSA up 1-0. Oh, that one attempted to be played by Sean Miller. Had to try to play it out of the midair. He did not succeed, as that ball now comes out to Brennan's stick. He waits, and then pulls the trigger off the wall and dumped down by HSA. Bill couldn't get a handle on it, but HSA still have it in the zone. Wiley chips it forward. Keith, though, able to get it out. Now Boris, first one to it, swings it out to Bill Weeks, and the ball is bouncing every which way, folks, as these hockey balls are wont to do. Played to Bill, but swipes and read nicely by Keith. He bats it down and then is able to put the shot on net. Jen is able to make the save with her blocker. Wiley and Keith now doing battle along the corner. Keith, pass attempt intended for Neal, instead went all the way out to Schutz, rather. SCHUTZ is the name on the back of his jersey. I believe that's pronounced Schutz. And will Schutz shoot the ball? No, he will not, as Bill Weeks holds him up for a moment. Quick shot goes wide of the net. Funkmaster, that shot does go on net. Jenna's forced to stand up and make the save, and the icing dump is not icing as it was played on net. Eric steered it aside, now played forward by Funkmaster. Back and forth we go in the neutral zone. That one's batted down by Brennan. Brennan holds up for just a moment. He's able to get it to Boris. Boris misplays it. A little help from Mara. And HSA have space to work with. That one shot on net by Bill Weeks, but saved by Eric. And red is off. Bill Weeks forced to hold up. He does so. Maintains possession. Nice job by him. Brennan thought about taking a shot from deep, but instead chose to play it off the boards. Boris tried to backhand swipe it. Nobody there for it except Dan Klein. Dan Klein is able to get it out of the zone and pass it to his waiting teammate at the wing. She dumps it down. Shot goes wide. And played out, or tried to play out by David. Keith, though, nice reflexes by him, but better ones there by David on the second effort. And Keith, enough to put a shot on, but Jenna with enough to make the save. Deflected along the wall. Now, and spilled there by Funkmaster. A breakaway here by Sean Miller. Mara's on him, but Sean, tried to pull it for the backhand, but was held up just enough. That one comes in and out. I believe that was off the post, so play continues here, but a frantic little move there by the netminder. Eric made the first save. It popped out right to Sean's stick. That wraparound attempt by David doesn't go. Sean, backhand attempts, blocked by 3 different Funkmasters players, and finally out the zone. No icing here as Abdul is able to make contact with the ball, get it to Kristen. It's going all the way out to David. Kicked aside by Keith. Keith to Jamie. Jamie, quick shot, saved by Jenna. Lewis tried to get it to Keith Ingram, who was calling for it. Instead, it went to red. Played all the way down where Sean Miller has possession. Makes a sort of semicircle, pass to the point. Puts the shot on, but it's swiped aside by Jamie. Jamie tried to get to Keith, couldn't do so. It goes behind the net. And Jamie tried to play it up to Caroline. Caroline couldn't get there in time as Abdul is able to play it up to Sean Miller. Sean Miller pass to the center. Oh, and it bounces, continues to bounce. And a nice cover there by Eric. He was able to cover it up, and not only cover it up, but hold onto it, press his glove firmly onto the floor. Otherwise, that would have been a quality chance for HSA. Less than 2 minutes to go in the first period of play. Funkmaster Redux down 1-0 to the team in red. That faceoff is won by red. Hard shot by Brennan, but it is wide and goes into the corner. Another centering pass attempt. It doesn't go. That one does, but Bill's not able to get enough on it. He is there, but it goes wide again. Funkmaster having difficulty getting it out of their zone. Danny Ruberg plays that right back to his teammate. Chipped out near us. It hit the backboard, hit the basketball structure below us. And so play will be whistled dead, and the ball will be kept in Funkmaster's defensive zone with a minute to play. And Keith able to hit it high in the sky, almost hit the ceiling, but didn't quite do so. Brennan, good job by him to back check. A quick shot by Neil Mosier, but it's swiped aside by Brennan. Wiley, couple chances by her, miss. And Jenna tried to cover it up, but instead her teammate Daniel Ruberg was there for it. So he chooses to play it forward. Brennan with a chance, but no shoots, able to get there in time. Nice bang bang play, a hard shot by Bill Weeks, but it went well over the top of the net. Brennan has possession with 23 seconds to play. Right back and forth, Neil Mosier tried to clear it out. Good read by Bill Weeks. Bill, another shot saved by the netminder. Played up to Mara. Mara, though, couldn't clear it out. That one comes wide. And fortunately for Funk, Keith Ingram was the one at the back door. And Time ticks down without another goal being scored. The only goal of the game belongs to Hockey Shooters Anonymous. But stick around, folks. Still plenty of hockey to play. This game is far from over. We're going to have more D2 Division playoff hockey here on the DCHL Network. Stick around. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to this DCHL D2 playoff matchup between Hockey Shooters Anonymous in red and Funkmasters Redux in white. I'm your play-by-play man, Jason Stitcha. The score is 1-0. The goal in favor of Hockey Shooters Anonymous, Sean Miller, had the tally in the first period. Who will score in the second? Will it be anybody? We'll find out here as the faceoff is won by HSA. The Funkmaster, Jamie, able to dump it deep into the zone. Abdul will be the first one there for it. He chips it out to Sean Miller. He's looking for a second goal, but good back checking by Funkmaster. Able to hold up Sean and prevent a shot. Pass, though, to the back door is steered aside by Eric. Pass comes back to Sean. He intended to get to Abdul, and by way of a fortuitous bounce for HSA, it does, but Jamie now with possession. Able to get it to the other side for the waiting Dan Klein. Dan held up by Boris. Boris is able to get it out of the zone, right back up to Sean, and 2-on-1 here, but the pass is off the mark. So Funkmaster catch a break there, kept in by Kristen, up to Dan, and then Sean. Boris has chance for a shot. It goes off of, I believe, it was off of Eric. He was looking around to make sure it had hit him. It did. That one hits him as well. Bounces out and played to the corner by HSA. And Hockey Shooters Anonymous, as they did in the first, have continued to do a good job keeping it in the offensive zone and keeping Funkmaster on their heels. Played up to Caroline. She couldn't get it out of the zone. Abdul with a nice move, but the shot was blocked by his own teammate, actually. Kept in, and again, it continues to bounce every which way, except for the way Funkmaster wants, of course. So that's played out by Jamie. He's able to get it around. And then into the zone. Nice one-handed poke by him. Abdul tried to play it up the board, so Jamie's stick held up by the referee inadvertently. It's still in. Keith Ingram with a chance at it. Quick shot and a goal! And Keith Ingram puts this in the back of the net for the tie game here. 1-1 now is the score. And a good keep there by Keith. Looked like it was about to come out. Keith Ingram said, "No, I beg to differ." And was able to make a nice move around a couple players and put it past Jenna for the goal. Brennan was able to play it forward to David. David, though, couldn't get there in time, swung out to Mara and then to Keith. Keith, long shot, but seen and saved by Jenna. And Brennan, a little too much mustard on it, went all the way down and will go for an icing. Not sure if Brennan had intended to put it on net. I'm sure he had intended to do that, but the ball had other ideas and instead went well wide into the corner. That resulted in the icing. 12 minutes to play in the second. Scores 1-1 due to Keith Ingram's tally for Funkmaster a moment ago. Played up to Keith again. He has to run around a couple players, including the referee. That shot is seen and saved by Eric. And then played out by Emily Yox. Emily tried to run and retrieve it from Brennan's stick. Couldn't do so. It's kept in by David Altschuler. Or rather, David was held up there as it is in HSA's zone instead of the other way around. David able to get it out of the zone up to the yellow line. Normally the blue line, but of course our court is blue, so having an actual blue line wouldn't make much sense now, would it? As that is played to the corner to Brennan. Brennan tried to play it to Wiley, but it went by her. I'm not sure if she even knew it was coming. And there's going to be a slashing call here, I believe, on David. Yes, it will indeed be on HSA. You can go under the stick for a stick lift, but you can't go over the sticks because that is a slash. Not quite a machete chop, but not quite far off either. So HSA finds themselves down a man. For the next 2 minutes, they will have to deal with a penalty kill. Good news for them, though, is that they can ice it as a result. Funkmaster trying to come ahead 2-1 here, as that shot by Keith is blocked aside by a couple players. Abdul played up to Sean, and Sean plays up to Bill. And HSA being aggressive here. Oh, that shot is deflected by Sean Miller in front, but it's deflected into the glove of Eric. Sometimes the best way to kill a penalty is to be aggressive on the penalty kill. And you see that here by HSA. They put the shot on net, not afraid to take chances. It's a tie game. But to them, it's just another opportunity for a shot on net. Played out, kicked in, but only for a moment. Bill trying to make something happen there. It is still in the zone. Sean Miller with a little bit of time, not much, as Neil Mosier is right there to contest him every step of the way. Bill has possession still, and his pass errantly went off and into Brennan's chest area. Funk were off for a moment there, not now. Dump it deep for Caroline. Caroline, quick shot, goes well wide of the net. Abdul shipped high in the sky and out. Sean Miller is actually the first one there for it. He gets it up to Bill Weeks. Bill Weeks, oh, tried to chip it. Instead it hit Keith's neck. But Keith is a hardy individual and doesn't even flinch at it. Nice stick lift by Keith, and he's able to get it down. No icing here, as Abdul will play it forward and all the way down, and no icing because, again, they are shorthanded. Boris Senatorov, though, with possession now. Tried to pass it in center and does so, and that's going to be a shorthanded goal. So the aggressive nature of the penalty kill pays off for Hockey Shooters Anonymous. Sean Miller from Boris Senatorov, and that'll put them ahead 2-1. Sometimes the best defense is a good offense, and you saw that there. HSA is still on the penalty kill, and as soon as I say that, of course it ends. So they are at full strength now as Daniel Ruber comes on for HSA. Boris, quick shot, goes well wide of the net, deflected wide of the net rather. Play continues in the corner, contested every step of the way by Boris. He doesn't come away with it though. Instead, Funkmaster are the ones who have it. An errant pass though is kept in the zone by Boris, and he's able to get it deep, but not deep enough as Mara is there for it. Plays it forward all the way down. Goes to Brennan's stick. Brennan plays it, intended for Daniel. Instead went by him and Boris, and up to Mara. Mara couldn't get it by Boris, so a quick pass at center, and Wiley is able to put a shot towards the net, steered aside by Eric there. And Daniel now keeps it in play, and keeps it in play once again on the second effort. And on the third effort as well. Good job by Daniel Ruberg, and the fourth effort. Nice couple plays by Daniel Ruberg. Keeps his team in the offensive zone. He pinches in now, tried to make a plan. It shoots though, had other ideas. 2-on-1 here between Shoots and Emily Yacht. She can't get there, and instead Jenna will come out and swipe it to the corner. Good job by her making the safe play. Could have covered it, but instead wanted to keep her team able to play the ball. As Brennan now plays that up to Boris. It's in the zone. Boris maintaining control, swings it to the side, but Keith Ingram picks the pocket, and then his pocket picks by HSA comes out to the back of the net. Boris able to get it by Mara, and then out to David. David's stick. And did a little stick play there between Mara and Boris. Play continues the other way. 3-on-2, only for a moment. Good back checking by HSA. Mara gets it by Bill, over to Keith. Keith Ingram swings it all the way up to Emily Yox. She has some space to work with, chooses to pass, knocked down by Wiley. Goes to Jamie. Jamie with the shot, but it's deflected by Abdul. Abdul. His clear attempt is deflected by Jamie. And oh, a quick shot, and what a save by Jenna! Quick shot by Emily. Through traffic, Jenna had to sprawl and stick out her leg, and she stuck it out just far enough to make the save. I believe it might have even been with her toe. Comes out the zone. Abdul just as quickly hits it down. No icing here. Keith Ingram has plenty of time to play it. All the way down for Jamie. Kristen couldn't keep it in, or couldn't get it out, but Abdul did. Long shot by Keith. Swiped aside with the stick of Jenna. Went to the corner and now played to Abdul. 5 minutes to go. Score is 2-1 in favor of Hockey Shooters Anonymous. Off a shorthanded goal, Sean Miller with 2 goals for his team. Boris, the lone assist for HSA on that second goal. And swing and a miss there. Jamie had another chance at it, instead tried to pass to Caroline. She was wide open at the back door, but it went by her. Chipped out, tried to give Bill Weeks a breakaway, and oh, Eric initially came out to stop the ball, but then saw Bill come in and instead got back in his net. Good swipe by the netminder there. Another shot attempt. It's blocked by a couple bodies in front. Bill gets it to Abdul. Abdul, quick shot, wide of the net, just wide, not by much. That shot attempt goes wide as well. HSA putting on a clinic here. But now it comes out. Funkmaster able to get the ball out of the zone. Neil Mosier, good keep in there. Goes to Abdul. Abdul chips it, tried to chip it out, couldn't do so. Jamie up to Caroline, shot by her, and no, it was not in at first, but it was followed up, and Funkmaster ties the game again. I believe Jamie had the goal. The referees are going to confer, but it's going to stand as a good goal, folks. It initially hit the post, and a couple HSA players had actually stopped thinking it was a goal. It was not. And that allowed Jamie the chance, as that shot goes well wide of the net. Jenna covers it up for the whistle. Some players had stopped thinking the play was already dead. It wasn't. And Jamie astutely realized that the whistle hadn't blown and put it in the wide open back of the net. Jenna had no chance at it there. That shot by Emily misplayed and so goes behind the net. Gotta play to the whistle, folks. Even if you think it's a 100% sure thing, you need to play to the whistle. It was, to be fair to HSA, it was a quick bang bang play, and even if they hadn't stopped playing, I'm not sure they would have been able to do much with it, as that ball went right to Brennan and he did not miss on the one-timer. So the hockey gods are sometimes cruel, no matter what you do, or not do, or think about doing. That one is played out, once again, by Funkmaster. They have a little bit of life to them now. 2.5 to play in the second. Scores tied 2-2. And goes all the way down, and Eric wanted an icing. He did not get it. Daniel Ruberg fell on the ground. He was not tripped. He instead tried to dive for it. Dived to make a play. Mara was in his way, but that shot, oh, and that one will find the back of the net. So Daniel Ruberg makes the play, and I think there's going to be, there's a discussion between Eric and the referees. I don't know what he's mad about. Perhaps, I think he's yelling for goalie interference because Daniel had fallen into his crease. But that had happened well before that goal came, because Daniel was able to get back up and actually get back into position. So Eric had enough time to set up, at least from my vantage point, he had enough time to set up. So that's going to be a good goal. 3-2 now in favor of HSA. They do not let the goal against them earlier get them down. Minute to play. Actually, minute 5 and counting to play. Running clock here in the DCHL, as you should well know by now. If not, though, we have a running clock in the DCHL. Played up, Wiley keeps it in. Gets it by Lewis. Lewis, though, on the second effort, able to get it out of danger. Abdul passed to Bill Weeks. Bill Weeks, though, couldn't make anything happen there. Abdul, and he touches it. There's going to be a whistle here, and it's actually offside. Caroline offside for Funkmaster, so the play will be stopped, and the ball will be dropped right below us here in the neutral zone. One by HSA to Abdul. Abdul plays it out. Keith Ingram keeps it in, using his speed to keep it in play. Deflected high into the corner. Played up to Abdul. Abdul all the way down. It's going to go on net, and Eric is going to hold on to it. 10 seconds left. I'm not sure if we'll get a face-off draw here. We might, but everyone's got to hurry for it. 2-1. No, we're not going to get a draw. So that'll do it for the second period of play, folks. It's a close one. 3-2 is the score in favor of Hockey Shooters Anonymous. But this game is far from over. Stick around for more DCHL D2 Division playoff action on the DCHL Network. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to this DCHL D2 Division playoff matchup between Hockey Shooters Anonymous in red and Funkmasters Redux in white. I'm your play-by-play man, Jason Stitcha. The score as it stands right now, 8 seconds into the third period, is 3-2 in favor of HSA. A late second period goal coming by Daniel Ruberg to put his team ahead, but Funkmaster still very much in it. At the break, at the intermission, Eric, the goalie for Funkmaster, I'd asked him what he was having a discussion with the refs about. Long shot there by Keith Ingram comes off the back. And as I correctly surmised, he was arguing goalie interference by Daniel in the sequence prior to Daniel's shot. But as I noted earlier, Daniel was able to get up and have enough time to get in an entirely different position to put the shot on net in the first place. And now I do play goalie here in the DCHL and elsewhere, not in the NHL as much as I would love to, but if you couldn't tell. But in fairness to Eric, as the goalie, once you are disrupted in your crease, it is very hard to kind of get reset. And especially if, you know, one of your pads or something has been dislodged by a stick, or you lose a piece of your gear, you know, it can be very hard to like get everything set and not only physically but mentally get your mind set. So I understand why he was arguing for goalie interference. But again, Daniel able to get out of the crease, and it did not affect the play at all, at least from the referee's perspective, and certainly our perspective up here. But that's all right. Eric's played well. He's played great, and he still has plenty of time. His team has plenty of time to tie this up, as Daniel Ruberg not able to keep it in there, instead forced to retreat a little bit. Up to Brennan. Played up to Sean Miller. Sean tried to dump it deep. Kept in by Daniel. Daniel, nice little no-look between the legs pass to Sean, and Daniel is able to keep it in again. Up to Brennan now. Brennan tries to make a move around Funk. Couldn't do so. Pass to Wiley. Wiley swing and a miss on the shot attempt. Actually went off her foot. And to David. David couldn't make anything happen. Had to pass it to Brennan, and now comes out to Sean Miller. Sean tried to buy himself some space. That one intercepted by Jamie. Jamie swings it out and couldn't get it past Sean. Sean now, quick shot. It's deflected off of Eric's pads into the back of the wall. Brennan retreats a little bit, pulls the trigger, and does so before the ball crossed the line. Batted down by Brennan, but it is out of the zone, so Brennan has to hold up. He does so nicely and is able to swing up to Bill Weeks. Bill, quick shot, no-look shot, and instead goes to the crease, and Eric thought about covering it up, and instead allows Keith Ingram to take it. Keith Gets through 2 players, but not the third, as Wiley was able to stop the play. Now goes to Abdul, and Keith Ingram with a little trickery there. Banked his stick on the ground. A quick shot saved by Eric, nicely done, and he prevents the rebound from occurring. As I was saying, Keith Ingram was tapping his stick as if he was calling for a pass, and Abdul knew what was up. You saw there, he was looking at Keith, kind of giving him a gesture saying, hey, don't try that on me next time. So we'll watch those two, see if anything develops as a result. Shoots, gets by him. Backhand attempt, through the crease, but not in the back of the net. Good job by Abdul in back checking and preventing a clean shot on nets. That one is played up to Bill Weeks. Mara gets it by Bill up to Shoots. I'm calling him Shoots, even if that's not the correct pronunciation of his name. I think it's more fun that way. That long shot by Bill is saved by Eric. As the goalie in D2, you gotta keep your head up at all times. Can't be complacent for even a moment, because these shooters, they are accurate and they can put it on net from their own corner. Pass from Mara to Keith. He has Boris on his tail. Keith moves around with it. Nice move, and is able to chip it forward. He tried to chip it deep for Caroline, but instead Caroline is beaten by Abdul. Abdul up to Bill. Bill to Boris, nice pass. And Boris with a nicer move around Mara. He holds up, pass to Bill, chipped, but not far enough as Lewis is able to get it out of danger. It is out of the zone. HSA has to hold up and allow themselves a chance to get back on side. They instead choose to dump it deep as a result of that play. Now, move forward. Lewis has to run it down. Abdul will get to it first, however. Backhand chip, but it goes to the stick of Funkmaster. A little miscommunication there by ASA. A couple players in the vicinity of the ball. Finally, someone took it. That shot goes well wide of the net and back around. Shoots up to Caroline. Caroline has Lewis with her and couldn't get it by Kristen. And instead, it is dumped deep. Lewis and Brennan doing battle behind the net. A pass attempt intended for Shoots, and instead comes out to the line, and a misplay there. As Keith Ingram now is forced to hold up and give his team a chance to get back on site. They do, and Jenna sees it and is able to catch it in her glove for the whistle. Good job by her, and good job by Keith in putting the shot on net initially. We are joined right now by Joe Shea. His team, the Untouchables, is a shot there, comes from Jenna. It's loose, and Jenna able to dive, but not able to cover it up. Play continues. I was saying, folks, Joe Shea's team, the Untouchables, beating the All Blacks with the score of 4-1 in the previous game. He's up here now taking in the sights. Joe, do you have anything to add as far as what you've seen during this matchup here between these two teams?
Truth be told, I actually came up here to watch and listen to you because you are so much better than anyone else who does this, and Suds has me tape games, and I will never be a fraction of as good as you. I just want to be better than where I'm at. You're very good, so I want to just watch and learn and also get a bird's eye view of the game.
You know, you're melting my heart here, Joe Shea.
No,
you really are.
Legit good, man.
You really are. Now, all it takes is practice, my man. I didn't start out this way. I had to. It's an acquired skill. And sometimes I feel like it's a required skill. I don't know, depending on the type of game involved. Keith Ingram, another shot and another save by Jenna. He got past everybody, including Daniel Ruberg, but it comes out to Sean Miller now. Sean Miller moving forward with it. Good job by Neil, and a good shot by Daniel. Another poke, and it goes just wide. That shot is saved, and no, it's not. It's in the back of the net. Eric thought he had it in his glove. He did not. Trickles behind him, and Hockey Shooters Anonymous now ahead by a score of 4-2. A quick bang play there, and Eric almost had it. If he was a fraction of a second quicker, he would have caught it in his glove, but instead he was not able to get a handle on it. It went by him. Still plenty of time though, 7 minutes. We've certainly seen multiple goals scored in a very short period of time. Funkmaster doing well as a shot comes there. Jenna can't handle it, but her defense helps her out, is able to clear it out of the zone as it comes to Mara. Mara to her defensive teammate. Swings out.
That's her
up
brother,
the board.
for reference.
Oh, that's her brother.
That is Mara's brother.
Mara's brother.
I do not know his first name, but I know it's Mara's brother.
Oh, that shot comes off the post. A shot from Bill Weeks. And as I mentioned, you got to be a heads-up goalie in D2 division. Eric saw the play, still got by him. Unfortunately for him, the post helped him out. As that shot comes on net, and yes! Holy cow! A sprawling save made by Eric. He wasn't even sure he had it, but he did have it under him.
Just robbed Bill Weeks right there.
Robbed him. Highway robbery. Bill Weeks has had a number of chances in this matchup. He hasn't had a goal yet for Hockey Shooters Anonymous, but he's been very close. Shoots now with the chance. Good back checking by Abdul. Still able to get a shot. Shoots isn't happy. He slammed his stick down in frustration. I don't know if he was mad at Abdul or mad at himself.
He was mad at himself. Alex is a real competitor, and he really wants to tie this game up, and one goal go a long way right here.
Good keep, Abdul. Good shot there by Bill. Got caught in the headgear of Eric for a moment, but he's able to hold on for the whistle. 5.5 to go here in regulation. Still plenty of time for Funk to get 2 and tie it up, but they're going to have to deal with a face-off in their defensive zone first. Won by Boris, back to Sean Miller, and that rocket of a shot finds its way in the back of the net. 5-2 now, and Sean Miller with a hat trick here in the third. Well, here in the game, but his hat trick goal, of course, came in the third. And it's interesting as well because Sean Miller had played in net in the last game. But fatigue, certainly not a factor for him. He's got a hat trick playing out, and he has a win playing in net.
I was actually talking to Daniel earlier saying HSA looked a lot sluggish, and I made sure to ask him, like, hey, you guys, this is your first game. He's like, that's exactly why, That warm-up game goes a long way. I think Sean benefited from that first game to give him a little stretching out, give him a little, awareness going on.
Get all the mistakes and the misplays out in the first game, and then you're set for the second. That one played up to Sean again. Long pass up the boards, puts the shot on, and is that a no? Yes, it is. And Keith Ingram is disputing this. He says no goal. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure. The play was so quick. The referees will confirm here. I heard it playing off the post. I'm not sure if it went in and out or if it didn't even go in the first place. And the referees are going to say it's a good goal.
I can see that one on replay. It was just so fast.
It was so fast. I'm not even sure if the camera caught it. I mean, it was about a light speed shot. But it is good for the 5th HSA goal of the game. 6th, rather.
6th.
Scoreboard happened so fast the scoreboard hasn't even been updated yet. How about that? As Brennan takes it out now for HSA, dumps it back. And Sean Miller able to win the battle against Emily Yox, but 2 players on Sean, and he still has possession. Good stick handling skills by him. David tried to get it to Brennan, couldn't do so. It's now to Jamie's stick. Jamie tries to clear it up, but does not succeed. Sean, another shot attempt. Didn't get through traffic, kept in by Kristen, up to Funk. Mara's brother, whose name I don't actually quite know, so he's going to be Mara's brother until I figure that out. Mara's brother keeps it in to Jamie. Jamie tried a no-look pass to the slot, but instead HSA was ready for it and was able to get it out of danger. David chips it high. Mara's brother gets it to Neil Mosier. Neil Mosier, cross-ring pass intended for Emily Yox, but instead it goes to Abdul. Abdul to Daniel Ruberg, but swiped aside, still in the zone. And Neil, one-handed drag play there, pass to Shoots, quick shot, but Jenna is able to make the save and cover up the ball before it pops right back out. Shoots has had a couple of chances. Alex, I've learned is his first name, but I'm going to keep calling him Shoots. He's had a couple of chances and good ones at that. But Jenna's been able to stand tall and make the saves, and there's going to be a quick stoppage here. I'm not sure if Jenna, if there's a problem with her equipment or what. No, I think she's saying that there is a slippery spot on the rink, on the court rather. I'm not exactly quite sure why the clock stopped, but sometimes as a goalie, you know, it's good to let the referees know that there's an issue, either with your pads or just with the floor. And that one's going to trickle to Dan Klein's stick, and he's going to score a goal. 6-3 now is the score. 2:30. And I think Funkmaster need to call a timeout here soon. Then I think they're trying to. And instead, no, they don't. Clock continues to roll. Actually, Funkmaster, now that I think about it, might have called the timeout before that face-off. They have an empty net now. Got to leave it all on the line here in the playoffs. Keith, nice move around David. Keith moves with it. Gains the zone, puts the shot on. Doesn't find the back of the net. Too many people in front. And that one cleared all the way down. Oh, just wide of the net. A backhand clear by Daniel Ruberg. It almost went into the net. Instead went a little wide. Thought it might have been icing for a second, but the referees rule it was not. And that one's going to hit the ceiling and the rafters. So Daniel's clear will stop play. It will not stop the clock though, folks, because it is not a 1-goal deficit. The clock will continue to run, barring an injury timeout. Or if HSA decides to call a timeout. I doubt they will, but stranger things have certainly happened. Little confusion as to who is going to take the draw. Bill Weeks ended up doing it, and there's going to be a stoppage of play here. And a little confusion as to what's going on. And the referee's getting a little irate here. Everyone's kind of chirping at the refs for one reason or another, but the referee's telling everyone, hey, calm down, we got this. So, still an empty net. So shot, oh, saved by Jenna. It's loose. She made the save though with her knee. Goes to Keith, blocked by Boris, and it does come out of the zone. Keith Ingram now with control. Gets it by Boris. Quick shot by Jamie. It goes high and wide. Brennan blocks that shot attempt by Schutz. Alex Schutz. Bill Weeks back to Brennan, and they're killing time. They understand that just because they have a 3-goal lead doesn't mean it is safe. Keith Ingram is always dangerous with the ball, and he takes another shot there, stopped by Brennan. Brennan, it's it all the way down. No icing here. It goes to Mara. 34 seconds to go. Time continuing to tick down. HSA, barring a miracle here, will advance to the DCHL D2 finals to play Untouchables. That shot saved by Jenna. Another save by her. Funkmaster continuing to fight every step of the way. Keith has a shot. 16 seconds left. Goes wide. Caroline with another shot. Diving save by Jenna. Alex Schutz now. Pass attempt to the center. Goes off the side of the net. Brennan chips it forward. It's not out the zone yet. Keith handles it. Keith Ingram, another shot. Deflected off a couple people. And that'll do it, folks. A fast and frantic game. But in the end, HSA advances to the DCHL D2 finals. As I mentioned, they will play the Untouchables for a chance to raise the DCHL Cup. Funkmaster, though, giving it their all. Getting some nice shots on net. But in the end, they couldn't get enough of them past Jenna. And so they will have to contend with playing in the Constellation Tourney next week. That'll do it for this broadcast, folks. I've been your play-by-play man, Jason Stitcha. Join us next for more DCHL playoff action. A D1 game coming up. How exciting is that? I've been your play-by-play man, and this is the DCHL Playoff Network. Stay tuned for more.
We'll do it all, everything on our own. We don't need anything or if I lay here, if I just lay here, would you lie with me and just forget the world? don't quite know how to say how I feel. Those 3 words are said too much. They're not enough. If I lay here, if I just lay here, would you lie with me and just forget the world? Forget what we're told before we get too old. Show me a garden that's bursting into life. Let's waste time chasing cars around our heads. I need your grace to remind me to find my own. If I lay here, if I just lay here, would you lie with me and just forget the world? Forget what we're told before we get too old. Show me a garden that's bursting into life. All that I am, all that I ever was, is here in your perfect eyes. They're all I can see. I don't know where, confused about how as well. Just know that these things will never change for us at all. If I lay here, if I just lay here, would you lie with me and just forget the world?